Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Suelen Sanandikon. I'm the head of the admission department for the French International School of Hong Kong. Today, I will be joined by Ms. Melissa Payne, our deputy head of primary for the Tseung campus, as well as Ms. Tiffany Oh, our admission manager for the French International School International Stream. The purpose of this meeting is to prepare you and your family ahead of the assessment. Indeed, we will provide you with some key information and tips that you should be aware of and should help you on the day. We do know that an assessment is quite an important step toward joining us, and as a school we want to support you as well as possible and make the experience as enjoyable and as successful for everyone. Let me introduce you once again to our school. The French International School of Hong Kong is quite an institution in Hong Kong. We've been here for over 50 years. We do have two streams, the French and International stream, and we are spread it across 4 campuses, which are welcoming children from 3 years old to 18 years old. We have now a total of over 2,750 students. As you can see, 3 of our campuses are located on Hong Kong Island. The latest one that we open is our Tseung campus. We do offer classes from nursery class to year 5, which will progress to year 6 by the next academic year. For our Jardins Lookout campus, we offer a classroom from reception year to year 6. Once our students are progressing to the secondary cycle, from year 7 to year 13, they will be based and located in our Blue Road campus. As part of our leadership team, we have Mr. Gabé, who is the head of school of the French International School of Hong Kong, and Mr. Yan Clayton, who is acting as deputy head of school and as well as head of the international stream. Mr. Ross Armitage is the head of primary for both Jardins Lookout and Tseung campuses. Ms. Melissa Payne, that is with us today, is the deputy head for Tseung campus. She's also overseeing all the assessments for our primary cycle, so you will probably meet her on the day of the assessment. I will now leave Mrs. Payne to introduce you to all the key information as well as tips to be prepared for the day of the assessment. Over to you, Melissa.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. It's really nice to see you. We will be joining you for a live Q&A. So if you do have any questions following this section, please just pop them online and we'll be able to answer them after you've listened to this recording. So a few key things for you to prepare. We understand it is a little bit of a stressful time, but we want to try and make sure it's as smooth as possible and that your children have a really enjoyable afternoon with us. So just a few key things to remember and what to expect on the day. Obviously, we're making sure that we're complying really closely with COVID regulations and making sure that the children stay as safe as possible. We will be doing temperature checks at the gate and hand sanitizing. And in the environment, when the children go to the classrooms, they are kept in really small groups. We have a maximum of 6 children per group with 2 adults. So they're very well looked after and also kept nice and safe. So when you come in, you will be guided to our canteen area where you'll be waiting with your children. And when we're ready to invite you to the assessment room, the team will come and collect you and your children. So we understand that the children are really young, so please don't worry. You will be able to come with your children to the classroom environment. We ask you to wait outside the main doors. We find that the children are a lot more comfortable when they are in the classroom in a normal kindergarten style setting, and that they get to engage with the toys and they get to have a really nice time with other children and adults in the environment. But do not worry, if your child needs you, you are more than welcome to step in and enter and support them. The assessments are carried out by our qualified teaching team, so they're aware of what they're looking for, and the idea is just to get to know your children, to see what they've been up to in their own kindergarten environments, and that developmentally they're making progress through their milestones. We will have support from our teaching assistant team as well to help guide the children where they need to go. We also have toilets in the location if your children need to visit the bathroom as well. It is a play-based assessment, so please do not prepare anything special. The idea is, as I say, just to get to know the children, enjoy our time together, and the children get to experience lots of different activities that we've got set out for them. The teachers are looking for age-appropriate milestones. So we are focusing on their personal, social and emotional development, and we're looking at communication and language, all at the age-appropriate level. So we're not looking for anything special. As I say, please don't prepare for anything. The idea is just to see that your children are on their way to being ready to come and join school. So a few key things of what to prepare. Comfortable clothing. As I say, we're going to be playing, we're going to be moving around. Please make sure your children are nice and comfortable, that they feel comfortable in what they're wearing. We don't need them to dress up. We just need them to feel that they are safe and excited and want to play with some toys. If your child does have a special item like a blanket or a teddy or a little toy that they would like to bring in to make them feel a little bit more comfortable, that is absolutely fine. They are more than welcome to bring that. We do ask though that you don't bring heaps of toys because we do have a lot of toys already and we can't guarantee that they won't get lost throughout the assessment. So only bring something if they really need it. On the day, you will also be asked to bring an application photo. Obviously, with the children being in masks and the teachers being in masks, having your child's photo, it's attached to their application sheet, and that helps us identify your children, and we get to see their beautiful faces, and so we know who we're working with. They'll also get a little sticker which says their name as well. Obviously, to comply with COVID restrictions and guidelines, we do ask that only one family member joins for the assessment. We do recommend that it's somebody that your child's really comfortable with, spends lots of time with throughout the day, so they feel like it's a normal part of their day. So if they're spending all their time with grandma and grandma wants to bring them, that's absolutely fine. The idea is that the children feel really comfortable and enjoy the experience. So whoever is most comfortable bringing your children, that's absolutely fine. As I mentioned, if your children are a little bit upset or feel a little bit nervous, we will support them to try and enter the classroom independently. If they're really not feeling it and they really want to make sure they stay with you, you are welcome to come and join the classroom. The teaching team will talk you through that and will work with you on an individual basis about what we feel is best for your child and what you feel is best in that situation. Just a few what not to do is, if your child is really distressed, please, please, please don't force them in. We don't want to make this a stressful situation for them. We don't want any children feeling really uncomfortable. If your child really can't enter the classroom and enter the environment, the admissions team will work with you on a one-to-one basis about how we can best support the next steps and other ways that we can look at supporting you and your family on your journey to joining us at FIS. So please don't worry about if your children are upset. We do understand it's a long day for them and they've probably been at other schools. So if we're a little bit tired, we're aware of that, so don't worry too much. As I said, don't bring too many things. I can guarantee something will get lost, so please keep things to a minimum. We're in the classroom for about 30 minutes with each group of children. So once the children leave you and you're waiting outside, it's about 30 minutes long, the session. And as I said, please don't bring the whole family. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we will not be able to accept everybody into the school. So we don't want everybody to make a wasted journey. Obviously, just a reminder that please don't bring your child if they are sick on the assessment day. Obviously, we want to make sure everybody's as safe as possible. We will do our best and we will work on a one-to-one basis and on a case-by-case basis with you as a family if we need to arrange an alternative style of assessment to support you. So if your child is sick, please contact the admissions team as soon as you know that they're not going to be able to make it and it's best for them not to join us, and we will talk you through an alternative arrangement. Okay, so it is my turn to hand over to Miss Tiffany Ho. As Sue Ellen said, she's our admissions manager for the international stream. So she's going to talk you through some of our key administrative circumstances, and then we will wrap up with some Q&A.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Ho. Thank you, Melissa. So you just heard from our Deputy Head of School, Mrs. Ping, to explain to you the assessment and also give you some tips for your child to prepare. Now, I'm here to help you to have a better understanding of our admission cycle and also what to expect after the assessment. So for nursery class, in terms of place availability, we have 25 students in one class. So this is the new class, the earliest year group that we will have at our Tseung Kwan O campus. So for 25 students, they will have one class teacher, 2 teaching assistants, one is French speaking and the other one is Mandarin speaking, as well as a nursery assistant. So all of our children will have a lot of support when they join our school. So next, I want to share with you some recommendations and also some questions that you might already have in mind. Hopefully I can answer for you in advance. What are the chances to join FIS? So for nursery class, this is our first year group, our entry year level. So we will have one class. If your child will be joining us for nursery class, this will be the best time to join us. Afterward, we will have another one class of reception class in the next school year, and then year 1 and onwards. For year 1 and onwards, the chances for assessment and also getting into FIS will be a lot less. That is because it will depending on our leavers situation, and this will vary year from year, but I would say every year from year 1 onwards, we will probably have around less than 10 space available for new students to join us. Some of you might wonder if there's any opportunity for campus transfer requests. The answer is yes. So in our school, in every January, all our existing students and parents, they will be able to request for a campus transfer for the next school year. However, for the early year student, particularly for nursery and reception class student, this is not something that we recommend. For children of this age, since they're really young, we hope that they will stay in the same campus until they finish the primary school year. So we prefer them to stay in the Tseung Kwan O campus until secondary school. And also, you might be already aware of, at Tseung Kwan O campus, we have a very strict quota for Hong Kong passport holder students. So despite they might have passed the entrance exam, we might not be able to accept more Hong Kong passport holders. So at this stage, if your child is a Hong Kong passport holder, we recommend you to wait until reception class and also consider our Jardins Local campus instead. The last recommendations that I would have is for you to learn more about our school before December, so ahead of the result. The assessment result will be released by mid-December and by email. And from now until December, it is a good time for you to learn more about our school. Particularly, you can find a lot of information, really helpful information on our website, such as our curriculum, our language teaching approach, school bus route, and our tuition fee, and also the debenture system. So then, in the time when December hits, when we release the assessment results, you will be able to make your decision quicker. So, what is going to happen after the assessment? Now you probably have already selected your assessment time slot. You will know that our assessment will take place in November, and then the result will be released in early December by email. There will be 3 scenarios that your children will face afterwards. So for successful applicants, you will receive an admission offer, and then you will have 2 weeks to complete the requested payment. So there will be a payment of tuition deposit you need to settle, as well as to purchase a debenture. And then for another group of successful applicants, if our classes are full, then your child will be placed on our reserve list. And this list will be valid until 31st of August in 2022. So then your child will wait until a vacancy arises. And lastly, for unsuccessful applicants, you will be able to defer your application once if you wish to keep your child on our waiting list. By doing that, your child's position of on our waiting list will be changed to the day that you submit your deferral. So then your child will be put back on our waiting list to the deferred year and wait again for the future assessment opportunity. So as you can see on our chat, November's assessment will take place. December onwards, we will be releasing the results and sending out our admission offer. And then lastly, in June, we will have a workshop for the new student and the parents to come to the school to understand and meet with the teachers and understand more about our curriculum. And then by end of August or beginning of September, our starting day of school changes every year, then we'll welcome you to join our school. Now, I finished my part of the presentation. We're going to start our Q&A section. And if you have any question in mind, please type in your question.
Good afternoon. Thank you again for joining us for this presentation. As we mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, I don't see any at the moment on the chat, please feel free to write them down now and we will answer any of them. We'll give you a few minutes and we'll respond. So, how early should we arrive before the assessment?
You can arrive 15 minutes before the assessment, but not earlier than that.
No other questions at the moment. We'll wait a little.
Great.
Okay, I think there's no more questions, so it means that the presentation was useful and you had all the information you needed. Again, you will be able to review the... Oh, we have one question, sorry. If we get an offer to join, is there an option to delay joining class?
So if you received an offer from us, you will have 3 options. First is to accept. Second was to decline the offer, but to defer the application. But if you choose this option, it means that your child will be put back on our waiting list. For example, if you choose to decline the nursery offer this time and defer to, for example, reception class for the following year, your child will be put back on our waiting list and then she or he will need to be reassessed before we can release the result and offer you a place again. So not exactly that you can defer in a sense that to keep the place. And yeah.
How long will be the assessment?
Yeah, so it's only usually about 30 minutes long. So from the time that you arrive, you'll come in and settle in the canteen with your child, then we'll come across to the classrooms, we'll be with the children for about 30 minutes, and then you're free to leave. And we'll let you know when it's time for everybody to head off, and you and your child will be free to go.
So does unsuccessful mean your child failed the assessment, or can it mean there's no place available?
No, if the result is unsuccessful, it means that unfortunately your child did not pass the assessment this time. If your child passed the assessment but there's no place, then the result will still say that it's successful, you passed the assessment, and then you will be waiting for a place.
Also, how many applicants are you interviewing?
Well, this first round, we are interviewing more than 50 applicants, I would say.
And then I will take another question. Is the quota for international students based on the passport held or based only on the assessment?
If the quota, you mean of the Hong Kong passport holder, so this is based on the passport of the applicant.
So I understand you have only one class of 25 students for nursery in Tseung Kwan O campus, but how many applications have you received? There is to understand the chances of being successful.
So like I said, the first round we are interviewing around more than 50 applicants. So for 25 places, the chances are pretty high, I would say.
I'm seeing if there is any other related. Is there sibling preference?
So for siblings, we do have a priority offer for siblings that are of our current students. So they will have priority for assessment, but they still, we will meet with them. Our teacher will, interact with the children in order to design the final results.
I don't see any. Okay, if your child is on the reserve list but no place becomes available before August 22nd, can they remain on the waiting list for a future place?
Well, if it's all the way until August, I would say that it's likely then they will be rolled over to reception class for 2023-24, and they might need to be reassessed for reception class.
I'm not seeing any other questions at the moment. I see some that are not related to assessment. So again, as I mentioned, you are free to contact us on our admission email address directly for those matters. We hope that this presentation was useful. It will be saved and available for you to review it at a later stage. And if you have any question coming closer to the assessment date, again, please feel free to contact us directly. Thank you very much again for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
We do. We will see you soon. Take care.